Hi guys, in this video I'll be showing you how to get the artifact of the shadows in Ark Survival Ascended on Aberration. I've ran this cave a few times, and in this video I'll be using my hardest run so you can get a feel of the difficulty of this cave. The entrance of this cave can be found at latitude 55.3, longitude 65.8. For this cave I'll be using a ling, as after a lot of testing, it was kind of the easiest way I found and only had a few downsides. I'll also be taking a bulldog with me, as this will keep away the nameless, but it will attract seekers. Without a light pet, reapers can actually spawn on top of you if the nameless come out, and it's not pretty, so I'd rather fight seekers. And these are my ling's stats. This is a breed that I did use to run a boss fight on my previous video, so they do have decent imprinted stats, but not the greatest. So this is my bred 100% imprint ling with a mid-tier saddle. It's not great, so you can probably find one of these pretty easily on Aberration. For your character, I recommend 2 sets of good flak armor, 2 scuba tanks, and flippers. I forgot my flippers and it could have actually cost me a lot, but luckily I didn't do that bad, so make sure to bring your flippers. Bring a melee weapon and also a ranged weapon. I would also advise bringing 20 to 40 medical brews, and if you can, bring yourself some climbing picks just as your last resort. Once you're prepped, whistle follow and passive on your ling. It's time to now put on your scuba tank and flippers, then dive into the entrance. You may be chased by wild dinos on the top side. If you are faster than them, you may ignore them, but if there are baryonyx and eels, you should try to fight these so they don't follow you all the way down, but you want to watch your stamina and your oxygen. Swim to the bottom of the tunnel, and now you should see a new tunnel that has orange crystals through it. This is your next route. Go towards this. Then directly above you now should be a moon pool. Swim up towards this. Once surfaced, look around and you should see the cave platform. Swim to this and now you're actually in the cave. Here you can remove your tank to preserve that oxygen. Move forward towards the ledge and you should see a drop and a metal structure in front of you. You also want to turn on your bulldog or any light pet that you have. Then you want to glide down towards the metal structure. From this point in front of the metal structure, you now want to go towards the left and towards this entrance. Follow the path, and at the end it's going to open up into a bigger chamber. Mobs do spawn here, so be ready to fight if some mobs did spawn here. You now want to look slightly towards the right, and you'll see some waterfalls ahead of you and a big drop below you. Walk towards the edge and look at the right hand side now. We'll be jumping and gliding in this direction to the next entrance. When ready, jump and glide and turn towards the right. You should now see a large entrance that kind of looks blue. You want to go towards this. Once you land, you'll be in a new room with some water ahead of you. Here is where we want to start being very careful. Test the water with your ling to aggro any eels or anglerfishes. Then you want to kill whatever comes close to you with your shotgun. Once safe, put on your scuba tank and flippers and then enter the water. Your first few swims should be purely to draw out any more dinos that you can to get rid of them, so your trip is going to be a little bit safer. Once you enter the water, if you do see a jellyfish, make sure to shoot it with your crossbow. You can outrun them, but eels will slow you down, and if a baryonyx is in here, plus eels, plus a syndra, you're going to get killed. So you don't want to have that triple combination on you, or it is over. As you can see, I was slowed down and I ended up dismounted by the jellyfish, but because I was only in here to draw these creatures out, I was still very close to land. So in this case, don't panic. Simply keep swimming back towards the land. Once you're back on land and safe, you want to use some medical brews if you got hit. Now you want to use your shotgun and shoot all the new dinos in the water that followed you back. Once it's clear, you can now go back into the water. Swim through, but again, be careful and keep your eyes peeled. But you want to keep going straight towards your left. You want to swim high, because if there's any syndra in here, you want to have enough time to react, kill them, or just simply get out of the way. The tunnel is very short, so once you get past the first area, you can make it by swimming in case you get dismounted. So if you get attacked, just keep going straight, because now you are closer to land in front of you than going back all the way behind you. After a few seconds, you'll reach land. Surface here, but be ready to fight as the land dinos do spawn here. Clear the land mobs, then use your shotgun to clear the mobs in the water behind you if any followed. This will help you when you're trying to go back later. Once you've cleared the water behind you, if you look towards your right, you'll notice some orange crystals. If you go towards this, there's a little gap, and if you go to the right of this gap, a drop does spawn in there. Now you want to go back to the center position. There will be more mobs in this area, so you also want to clear these. Once you've cleared the rest of the land mobs, you should now notice in front of you an arc biopillar in the next body of water. This water also has mobs, so you want to test the water and kill what you can. Once the water is safe, you can now enter. For another hidden loot crate, you can go towards the left of the water. This will lead you into a little room with a moon pool. Here you want to surface and get on this ledge at the right side of the room at the back of it. Now you want to use the Ling's jumping abilities and make your way towards the left side of the room like you see in this video. At the end of this path, there will be a loot crate, so you can get this if you're looking for loot crates. Now, we are back at the spot before we went to get that loot crate. With the waters clear, you want to now put on your scuba gear, then swim towards the arc biopillar, then a little bit to the right of it. Here, if you encounter any more wild dinos, you want to swim back and you want to take them out with your shotgun or your bow. Once you have now cleared more of the water, swim back in, and now you want to swim past the arc biopillar. Again, beware of sarcos or baryonyx that will be hiding in these places. You can always keep luring more dinos out of the water to kill them with your shotgun, or if you feel safe, you can tank the eels, as once their shock actually wears off, you have an immunity to the slowing effect. Continue straight forward, but watch out for jellyfish. You should notice a large arc biopillar below you. You should be traveling diagonally over it and in a straight line from the entrance we came from. You want to continue straight forward, and as you can see, at the end I got cornered, but I didn't panic and simply kept swimming. If you have your flippers, you'll make really good time and make it to land in seconds. I have seen the Karakinos in this last room, so be mindful for that if you're coming up on foot or on the back of your ling, as it could pick you. But once you are on land, you are now in the artifact room. Here, you want to go towards the right hand side and up the spiral path, fighting any mobs you come across. You should notice some orange crystals beside you. Follow these all the way up. At the last orange crystal, you want to turn towards the left. The artifact will be in front of you in a metal structure. Pick this up and jump down below. On your left should now be the pool of water we entered from. Make sure it is clear before you go into it. Once you've cleared it out, put on your scuba gear and it's time to plunge. Remember, your trajectory is a straight line to the other side of the room. Don't make any turns. You may get attacked by any stray creatures left, but remember, once the eel shock wears off, you are immune for enough time to make it out to the other side, so you don't need to be too worried as long as there's no Syndra, baryonyx, or sarcos in the water. Continue forward and up the narrow water tunnel. You should now hit land in the room where we fought the first baryonyx earlier. From this point, you want to go straight towards the next body of water. Put your scuba gear back on and enter the water. Don't forget, if you have any close encounters while you are still close to land, you simply want to go backwards and use your shotgun to clear as much as you can. Once the water is clear, now you can submerge and start going forward. Avoid any jellyfish you come across, and if you are able to and there's no other mobs around, use your bow and take care of them early before you run into any more mobs. As you can see, at this point, if a jellyfish was near, it would have been really bad for me. I also missed a baryonyx that was below me. If you see one, you must go back to land if possible, or using your crossbow take it out or lure it back to land. If you get tail swiped, Use melee weapons or your bow to take out the baryonyx to help your ling. Once you continue going forward, you should hit land soon, and you should go up the path and then all the way to the ledge. Now from this point, you want to jump towards the platform at the right hand side and then use your dash to go up and land on top of it. And from here, on your left, we are aiming for this spot right here. So again, you want to jump and glide. Then after a few seconds, dash up to gain some altitude, and you should land at the other side. Mobs may have respawned here, so fight these. If you don't want to turn off your light pet and you attract some seekers, simply use your shotgun if they do attack. And now from this point, you want to go towards the left hand side. You should see the entrance of a tunnel. Continue up the tunnel. At the end of the tunnel, you should now be in the first room in the cave with that metal structure and the pool. Here on your right hand side now will be a way out. Simply jump and glide your way up to the top until you're on the ledge. Now walk forward towards the moon pool. I was followed in by wild anglerfishes, so I got rid of them before I went diving in again. Follow the crystals through to the other side, then start swimming upwards. You should now be out of the cave and back to the swamp region in the blue zone. So this is my guide for the artifact of the shadows in Ark Survival Ascended on Aberration. Normally when I do caves, I have 4 to 5 straight perfect runs, but in this cave I actually had 2 runs where I got into some issues, but none that killed me or any of my dinos. So I wanted to kind of show you guys some of the reality to the cave in case you get some of the worst spawns. This guide is a little bit longer than some of my other guides, but I just had to give you guys as much information as I could because this cave is kind of tricky. I do hope this video was informative and helped you get your artifact, or at least it showed you the way to get the artifact. Don't forget, if you're new here, like, subscribe, and until next time, I'll see y'all then.